My screen is visible?
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, it is visible.
Yes.
Okay, my voice is clear.
Yes, Prabhuji, it is clear.
Yes,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
Thank you. So we'll start.
Uh, Prabhuji, can you please, for 1 second, can you please stop the share screen? I'll spotlight you because, uh, no, Prabhuji, I've spotlighted you. Let it,
Okay.
yes, Prabhuji.
ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशालाकाय चक्षुरुन्मोलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रसारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादे पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So, welcome everybody to the chapter 2 summary of Bhagavad Gita, or it is called Gita Saramsa. So, the second chapter will tell you the gist of total Bhagavad Gita. That's why it is called Gita Saramsa. Yesterday we have finished the first chapter. Can I ask one question? Why Arjun do not want to fight? Arjun doesn't want to fight. What is the reason?
Prabhuji, there is Agneshwar Chatterjee.
Yes, so there are 5 reasons. Can you tell me one?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
It will be sin. The family traditions will be lost, and he was indecisive, and uh,
Then you told 3. Any other person? Unmute.
Prabhuji, there is
There is
Vrishika Palet. Please
Rishika
unmute yourself.
Paler. You can unmute Rishika. Hare Krishna, Rishika. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. Can you tell what are the reason Arjun doesn't want to fight?
Yes, Prabhuji, I can tell.
Yeah. Tell.
Compassion, no enjoyment,
Yeah.
sin, family traditions, and indecision.
Yes. So family tradition will be lost. Okay. So these are the 5 things, 5 reasons why Arjun does not want to fight. uh, was compassion, because you are seeing many relatives, cousin brothers, grandfathers, teachers. So how he will kill them? Compassionate. No enjoyment, because for enjoyment you need relatives. All the relatives will die, means how you will enjoy? It is sinful to kill all the elders. Family tradition will be lost, because for a good family you need father, mother, and kids. If father is dying, their family tradition will be lost. There will be a lot of problem in the family. Indecision, he could not take the decision. That is the reason he told Krishna, now please help me to understand what I have to do. Okay, so this is yesterday class finished. So today we'll start now. Who will read admin? Some of you read the sloka and some of you read the translation.
Prabhuji, I read the translation.
Prabhuji, may I read the translations? Or we have to take from participants?
Yeah, sloka who will read?
Prabhuji, there is Olivia Biswas.
Olivia Biswas. I read.
No, out of you only admins better to read this one, because you already.
Vipish, will
Hare
you?
Krishna
No,
Prabhuji.
Yeah.
sorry for me.
Can you read sloka?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I was only going to say the 5 things that Arjuna did not fight.
Oh,
That's why I raised hand.
okay. Thank you.
Vipish, can you say the shlokas?
Hello. Guys,
Shakti Kinger.
Or may I say?
Yeah, say.
You say. I'll read translation, okay?
Okay. कर्पण्य दोषापहत स्वभावा प्रश्चामि त्वं धर्मसम्मूढचेता यच्छ्रेयास्यन् निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेऽहं सधीमं त्वं प्रपन्नम्.
Yes.
Now I
Translation.
am confused about my duty.
Prabhuji, can I read the translation?
Yes.
Surrendered into you. Please instruct me.
Oh, voice is 1 minute.
Now I'm confused about my duty. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me clearly what is best for me. Now I am your disciple and the soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me.
Yeah. So here Arjuna is telling Karpanya dosa upahata svabhava prachami tvam dharma samudha chitta yachayasya nishchitam bruhitan me sisyaste ham sadhi mam tvam prapannam. So Arjuna is telling I am confused. What is my duty and what is not? I am not able to understand. So please tell me. Here is telling sisyaste ham. I am your disciple. Please take me as your disciple. You are my teacher and tell me what is right and what is wrong. Okay. So Arjun surrendered to Krishna to know what is right and what is wrong. Now, can you see here? What is this? Now, I'll tell you. This is regarding the God. So there are many concepts about the God. Suppose you are seeing a mountain from distance, long distance. What you'll see? Just an outline like this. Small outlines mountain, but mountain is not like that. If you go very close to mountain, you'll see there are a lot of plants, lot of trees in the mountain. And you still go more closer, you can see there is a beautiful bird sitting on that tree eating some fruits. So that means when you go close and close and closer to God, we can see the beautiful form of God. If you are far away from the God, then we can see God, perceive the God at light or no form. So this is what a devotee is perceiving about the Supreme God. If you go very close by doing the devotional service, then you'll be able to see the beautiful form of God. Now, usually people perceive the God in three forms. One is the Brahman, one is the Paramatma, and that is Bhagavan. So those people who are far away from the God, they can perceive the God as Brahman, as the light. So what is that light? That light is called Brahma Yoti. In the spiritual world, surrounding the spiritual world, one light will be there, that is called Brahma Yoti. So they concentrate on this light, and at the final level, they will see the Paramatma. Paramatma is situated in everybody's heart. So that is the final stage of yogi or the meditators. That is called Dhyana Yoga. Those who practice meditation, they usually concentrate on Brahman. In stages, they can see the Paramatma. But the devotee is much superior. He can go still deeper and he can be the personal service and he can see the beautiful form of two-handed form of God. That is called Bhagavan. Okay, so that is the reason devotee who practice devotional service is much closer to God. That is the reason he is able to see the beautiful form of God, two-handed form of God. So these are the three stages of God realization. Can you see here? Who am I? So now some people tells our body made up of 5 elements: earth, fire, water, sky, and air. 5 elements constitute our body. Here, if you see our outside body, there are many organs like hair, eyes, mouth, hand, knees, legs, stomach, ear, eyebrows. Okay. Then, if you study our body closely, you can understand we are not the body, we are something else. What we are? Can anybody tell? What is the main?
Prabhuji, that's
Prabhuji, there is
Prabhuji,
Kasturi.
Arav,
Kasturi?
and
yeah.
you.
Prabhuji, the answer of this is Atma, soul.
Yeah, so our body constitute Atma, the soul, which is the main constituent of our body. But most of us do not understand. Our scientists also do not understand. They concentrate on our gross body. So basically what happened, our body, if you see as a whole and treat our body as a whole, then you'll be able to know about our body and do something for our body. So our body consists of three elements. One is a gross body, another is the subtle body or mental body, and there is the spiritual body. And the spiritual body is called soul. Our medical science studies about the gross body only. We do not have any concept about subtle body and the spiritual body. Now meditators and yogi usually concentrate on the subtle body or mental body, and devotees mainly concentrate on spiritual body, that is the soul. So the soul is the main constituent of our body, and the body is just like a covering of the soul. So our spiritual process starts when you understand that we are not the body, we are the soul. Now just see this. This is a car, and inside there is a driver. So suppose you see from long distance, what you will see, there is a car, you cannot see the driver. You have to take care of the car by washing and all. You have to feed the car with petrol, then only car will move. But the same time you have to take care of the driver also. Driver also need food. If you are not giving food to the driver, he cannot drive the car will not move. So though because we are seeing from long distance, we are not able to see the driver, that doesn't mean that driver is not there. Okay, so we have to take care of both car and drivers. Otherwise the car will not move. Similarly, you can see this case. Inside the case there is a bird, beautiful bird, parrot. So if you are only taking care of the cage, just giving the collars, washing it, it's not enough. You have to take care of the bird also by giving some food. Otherwise the bird will die. So similarly, our body, what is visible to us is the gross body. But inside there is a spiritual body, it's called the soul. So if you want to stay happy and peaceful, you have to take care of the soul as well as your body. Suppose you will take care of only the body, our soul will not be happy and all the problem will start. Then for our body, gross body, we are giving different foods, water, milk, vegetables. Okay, so can anyone tell what is the food for our soul? Because I told you soul also need food. You have to give the soul food, otherwise you'll be
See, there
See,
is
there is Agneshwar. Please,
Agneshwar.
any other person. Agneswar already told.
Sumit.
Prabhuji
Sumit.
chanting the whole.
Vaishnavi Sumit, please unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am. The food for the soul is the Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Very good. So like different types of foods we are giving for our gross body, similarly the food for our soul is Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This chanting will give the food for the soul, and soul will be very peaceful, very happy. So one soul will be happy, a total body will be happy. That is the reason we advise everyone to chant, so that you can understand the spiritual pleasure of our body. Now this one just I have described. Our body consists of three elements. One is the body, that is the gross body, mind and soul. Okay, so outside what we are seeing is the gross body. Behind that or inside that is the mind or subtle body, and still inside is the soul. So mainly the devotees are concentrated on the soul, and the spiritual component of our body. They want to know how is the soul, what is the size of the soul, where it is situated, and what are the characteristics of the soul. So that means it is the anatomy of the soul, physiology of the soul. Those are mainly studied by the devotees. Okay, So in this chapter, we'll study a little bit about soul. How is the soul? Where it stays? Okay. Somebody read the sloka.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, can I?
Yes, Ritisha, please read. I will
Yes.
read the translation then.
Okay. देहिनोऽस्मिन् यतद्देहे कौमरं यौवनं जरा तथा देहान्तरप्राप्ते धीरस्तत्र नामुहति.
Yeah.
Krishnangi?
As the embodied soul continually as the embodied soul continually passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. The self-realized soul is not bewildered by such a change.
Yeah. So what happened here? You can see the small child grows slowly, become adult, and become old. Then he dies, and again the soul goes to another body. So, like our body changes, similarly soul also changes the body, and when the body becomes useless, it takes another body. So this concept is known by intelligent person. That is the reason when a person dies, he is not that much bewildered because he knows this thing. That one day the body will be useless and the soul will change the body and go and take another body. Okay, that is normal. But the person who do not know, he'll be bewildered by all these things. Here, once the body will be useless, the soul is changing and going to another body. Again, the same process will start. From childhood, young, old, adult, again he will die. Again, he will go to another body. Now, how the soul changes the body, and next, how it got which body? Not necessarily it goes from one human body, and next life you will get another human body. It's not necessary. But the soul can get some other body also, like maybe some animal body, some plant body, because all these are living organism. So how it get body, who will decide the body, that we'll discuss later in after a few chapters. But now just you remember, when the body become useless, a soul will have to change the body. Like we are wearing the dresses. Now when our dress become old, torn, it will torn, then we have to change our cloth and take another cloth. Similarly, our soul, our body is like cloth for our soul. When it become old, then the soul will have to change the body and take another body. Okay. Now, here you can see the example. When you are very small, then you are using the tricycle. When you'll be little elder, like boy, you'll use the bicycle. Now you are going to college, you will use the scooty. Then you are going to office, you are doing service, you can use the car. Like you are changing different vehicle. Similarly, our soul also changes the its covering. You can go from one body to another body. So in the we have 84 lakh species of life. It includes human being, animal, plant, small organisms, microorganisms. So everything constitutes 84 lakh of species. So many species are there. So suppose today we are human being. What will be in the next life? They depend upon our karma. If you are doing a good work, then maybe next life will again take the human birth, or we may go to the heaven. Suppose you are doing the bad work, then our next life may be the animal life, or you can go to the hellish planet. So our work or karma decides our body. That we'll discuss in subsequent chapters. Yes, who is going to read this?
Can participants read?
No, better admins only read this.
Okay.
Krishnangi?
Prabhuji, Rajkumar is saying that she wants to read the shloka.
Okay then.
I
Okay.
also got his
Okay.
message, but I don't know what I want. I has to
Yes,
tell.
Prabhuji.
Rajkumari, please unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Can I read the shloka?
Yes. Yes. Great.
मात्रा स्पर्शास्तु कुन्देय शीतोष्ण सुखदुःखदा आगमापायिनो नित्य तां तितिक्षस्व भारत.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Translation.
Yeah.
O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons.
Yeah. So this is another concept that we are having winter, summer season. Every year it comes and goes, comes and goes. But those who are intelligent people, they know this, that today winter comes, it will go someday. Summer comes, it will go. Similarly, the happiness and distress also like that. It comes and goes. So the intelligent people will not be very happy when a happiness comes, because he knows that today we are happy, tomorrow it will go, some distress will come. Similarly, the person who are intelligent, when some distress comes, he will not be very much bewildered, and he will not be very much in anxiety, because he knows that today the distress is there, tomorrow, day after tomorrow it will go. So what you have to do, just you have to wait. You will wait means it will go automatically. The person who are less intelligent, they become very serious, and sometimes they take very wrong step. Like you can see many big people, they are committing suicides. So if they will wait for some times, then definitely one day it will go. That is the reason it is telling matra swarsastu kanteya sitasna sukha dukkadaha agamya apyaina nitya tam titiksha shobharata. So it will go definitely. So what you have to do, you have to wait. You have to wait. Yes. Rajkumari, you'll read.
Prabhuji, I got Sarat.
Yeah.
Sarat.
Okay.
Okay. One
Bharat,
second.
please raise your hand.
There is Pratiksha
Sarat.
Praveen also, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Someone tell to read.
Pratiksha, she lowered her hand, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
That is Vaishnavi Sumit. Please unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you read this?
Ma'am, sir, which one the sloka?
Yeah, my screen is visible. Na? This look only 2.20. 2.20.
Prabhuji, I can tell.
Okay.
Na jayate mariyate va kadkim kadakim nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuva bhuya ajo nitya saswato yam prano na hanayata hanomane sarire.
Yes. Translation.
Prabhuji, I will read it. Translation: for the soul, there is neither birth nor death. At any time, he is unborn, eternal, ever existing. Sat
Yeah.
Sid Ananda, eternal, full of knowledge, bliss.
Yeah. So this is the characteristic of soul. I told a devotee they are mainly concentrate on the spiritual component of our body, and the spiritual component of our body is the soul. So here some of the characteristic of soul will be given. So number one is the soul has neither birth or death. Like God do not have birth and death. Supreme God do not have birth and death. Similarly, our soul is a part of Supreme Lord. That is the reason it is similar in characteristic with the Supreme Lord. You do not have birth and do not have death at any time. Only what happened, it changes the body, and at last he returned to the original position. He is unborn, eternal, and ever existing. It stays either here in the form, taking some body, or it goes in the spiritual world, stay along with the Lord. But it stays separately, not mixed with the Lord. Now, our soul is Satchidananda, like Supreme Lord Satchidananda Vigraha. Similarly, our soul, our spirit is Satchidananda. Satchidananda means eternal, full of knowledge. Chit means full of knowledge. Ananda means happiness, blissful. So this is the characteristic of our soul. Yes. Somebody read.
Shakti Kingar is there. Shakti, you can unmute.
Can anyone? Prabhuji,
Yeah.
he again muted.
Uh,
Pratiksha Praveen.
28 6A, Shravani Darekar. Shravani, you can unmute.
May I see the translator?
Shakti Mataji, you can read the translation.
Okay, shall I read the shloka?
Yeah. Great.
Actually, Shravani Mataji is reading. Ritesh Mataji.
नैनं चिन्दान्ति शास्त्राणि नैनं दहति पावकः न चैनं क्लेदयन्ति अहो न शोषयाति मारुतः.
Yes. Now, translation.
Shravani, please.
Shravani, please, you can read the translation.
Translation. The soul can never be cut into pieces by any weapon, nor can it be burned by fire, nor moistened by water, nor withered by wind.
Yes. So now you can see the characteristic of soul. Because soul is from the spiritual world, normally what happened, we are having anything in the material world, they can be cut into pieces, they can be burned, they can be moistened with water, whether by the wind, but these all things cannot be done with the soul because soul is spiritual. It never be cut by into any pieces because it is very small, and it cannot be born with fire because it is spiritual. So anything spiritual is different from material. Okay, so our body and subtle body both are material, but soul is the spiritual. That's why the characteristic of soul is different from the material element. Okay. Yes. So here Krishna is telling, O son of Kunti, either you will be killed on the battlefield and attain the heavenly planet, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Therefore, get up and fight with determination. So here two things Krishna told that you can see here. He's telling Arjun, go and fight. Why? Because there are two options. Either you will win or you will be killed in the war. Suppose you are killed in the war, then what will happen? You'll go to the heaven and enjoy. Why? Because you are doing the prescribed duty. As a Kshatriya, the prescribed duty of Arjuna is to fight and give the protection to their people. Now, like you all are students, somebody will tell that I'll go to the temple and do only puja, I won't read. So that means he is doing the sin. Why? Because for a student, the prescribed duty is the reading. So you cannot leave your prescribed duty. If you are leaving your prescribed duty and doing something else, then it is sinful. Similarly, Arjuna is telling, now though the killing is sinful, but for Kshatriya, killing is not sinful. This is his prescribed duty. So Arjuna is a Kshatriya, he cannot leave the prescribed duty. That is the reason while doing prescribed duty, if you are killed, then you are in the mode of goodness. So you have to go to the heavenly kingdom. Suppose, or
Prabhuji, suddenly it was changed.
oh, sorry. Okay, now okay, na? Visible?
Yes, Prabhuji, it is
Yes,
visible.
Prabhuji.
So Krishna is telling, if you will be killed in the world, you'll go to the heavenly kingdom and you'll enjoy there. And if you are winning, then what will happen? You'll be the king. You'll enjoy the your kingdom. So that's why in any way you are not at loss. You are going to gain something. That is the reason you have to fight. Go and fight. And one more important thing Krishna told to Arjun, your enemy will describe you in many unkind words and scorn your ability. What would be more painful for you? For an example, Arjun is a Kshatriya. So Kshatriya duty is to fight. Suppose Arjun is not fighting and going. So many people will tell he's a coward. You are a coward because instead of fighting, you went up to the forest. Because Arjun was telling, I'll go to the forest, I'll do the begging and take the food. I'll do meditation. I don't want to come and I don't want to become the king. I don't want to enjoy. So all these things are okay. But he's a Kshatriya, his duty is to fight and give protection to other people. What about this? People will tell that he is a coward. So this is very, very painful for a Kshatriya. How he will bear. This thing Krishna is telling. There also you are almost like a dead person if somebody will tell like this. So that is the reason you have to fight. Krishna is telling. Yes, somebody read this?
Prabhuji,
Yeah,
can I read?
yes.
Prabhuji, I will read a translation. Can I?
Okay.
नेह विक्रमणसोऽस्ति प्रत्यावायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमपि अस्य धर्मस्य जयते महतो भयात्.
Yes. Translation.
Translation. In this endeavor, there is no loss. A little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear.
Yeah. So this is mainly told about the uh, bhakti yoga, devotional service. So suppose you can see this rat with apple. So what is happening? Suppose you will try, he will get little bit. He won't try means he won't get anything. Similarly, this light is there. And this is a Deepak. So this light may be very small, but something you can see. If no light is there, you cannot see anything. So something is better than nothing. That's why Krishna told you have to try. At least you'll get something now. That's why you have to try. Similarly, you can see here. Can anyone tell who is this person? Please unmute someone. Right side. Who is this person?
Prabhuji, that is
Sai, Prabhuji,
Sai Darwadkar.
Darwadkar.
Please unmute yourself.
Sai Darwadkar. Please unmute.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Can you tell who is this person?
Yes, this is Hanuman, Prabhu Hanuman.
Yes. What is doing?
He's holding his gada in his hand
Yes.
and trying to fly.
Trying to fly. No. What is this? All these are fire. Can you see all these are fire? Hanumanji is burning the Lanka. Whole Lanka he is burned into ashes. You know? So burning, killing, and destroying, all these are mode of ignorance. But Hanumanji did this for Lord Rama, for the service of Lord Rama. That's why all these are spiritual. So anything you do for God, it will be not in the material platform. It will be in the spiritual platform. Here, what is this? Can anyone tell? Left side. What is happening?
Please. Prabhuji, that is Olivia. Please unmute yourself.
Yes, Guruji.
Yeah.
It is Ram
Yes.
and the left and the right side it is Hanuman.
Now Ram, what is doing?
He is uh, actually in his hand there is a squirrel, but I cannot
Yeah.
understand what he's doing.
Yes. So what happened actually when Lord Rama was constructing a bridge to go to the Lanka to kill the Ravana, that time the small squirrel came and he was trying to help Rama. How? He was taking some dust and keeping in the bridge. So it is useless. Keeping the dust and creating bridge. Will it happen in the sea, ocean? It won't help. But anyway, he was having desire to help Rama. That's why Rama became so happy, so happy. So similarly, whatever we do for Lord Krishna or Supreme Lord, these are useless. God do not want that. But because we have got desire to serve the Lord, Lord will be very happy. Just I'll give you an example. Your father is there in your house. You are coming to your house and you are bringing one chocolate, small chocolate. So your father do not want that chocolate. But if you bring and give your father, Father, please take this chocolate. Though he do not want, but he will be very happy. My child is giving me chocolate, he will take it. Similarly, a small service, any small service we are doing for Lord Krishna, he will be very happy. It may not be useful for him because he is Supreme Lord, he is very powerful, he can do anything. But as we are his kids, so whatever we will do for him, he will be very happy. That is the moral of this story. Okay. Now see, this is the Kali Yuga Dharma, chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Here these people are chanting. Here whole family is chanting. They are very happy, very peaceful. Here the child is starting the devotional service. They are also chanting with this mala. So devotional service, there are many types of devotional service, and one of them is chanting. And chanting is the easiest and most effective method of devotional service. That is the reason it is prescribed in different Vedic literature that you have to do chanting daily. At least one time, one mala is just, it will take 5 to 10 minutes. So whole day, 24 hours, we cannot give 5 to 10 minutes. So just 5 to 10 minutes if we'll give, our life will be full peaceful. That is the reason it has been advised in many Vedic literature to chant. So the take home message is, we are not the body, we are the spirit or soul. Now our spiritual process starts when we understand that we are not the body, we are the soul. Okay. Now happiness, sadness comes and goes like winter and summer. We should surrender to Krishna, always chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and be happy. So this is the lesson we understood from second chapter. So always we have to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. At least 1 or 2 mala, 5 to 10 minutes will make our life peaceful and will be very, very happy. So now I'll show you mala, how to do chanting, because all these things are theory, but you have to do little practical also. So practical in Bhagavad Gita is chanting with mala. I'll show you, just wait.